everyone, welcome. I'm LeeApocrypha. It's a pleasure to meet you if you're new here, and if you're returning, welcome back, Soul Family. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a while since I have posted a reading. I have filmed multiple, but for some reason, things would happen. So I finally started with my zodiac sign readings again, but I filmed that twice and that did not follow through. So now that I have a new phone and ample space, I should theoretically be able to get back into making, posting videos and everything. A lot of stuff has been going on with the last videos, but yeah, so I digress. I hope that all is well. It's been a while. It's nice to get back into it and be here, vibing, feeling the energy, seeing what comes through. I feel like rusty. It's been a while. I feel like that's a message for somebody. Somebody has been wanting to get back into something that they really care about, or that they were able to really just be themselves and express themselves, be in their energy, be creative. This is a call for you to get back into that, whatever it is. I feel like somebody here was waiting for a sign. Interesting, you got the king, but it just reminds me of the Ace of Swords. So speak your truth, speak your mind. Yeah, let's see. I picked up the deck and that card stayed here, so let's just go ahead and start with this. The King, Control, Reversal, and Fortune. There's acorns, a crown. It's interesting because this symbol up here is making me think of filming or recording something. So somebody here may be wanting to get into film, maybe posting videos. Maybe somebody is a vocalist and they've been wanting to kind of post videos online. You could do covers and stuff like that online. You don't need, you don't need to wait if you really want to. To my dear friend whose name starts with the N, who sings. If you're watching this, I feel like that's for you. Girl, you need to post yourself singing more. Yes, but I digress. So let's see. Somebody wants to act, or they want to do something in regards to film. Maybe somebody here is a photographer. Maybe it's been a while since they have have really done a project of photography, or maybe an art project, or whatever the case is, where they feel really, really in it 100%. It's just from the soul, and not necessarily because of obligation or because someone's paying you to do so, but just doing something or collaborating with somebody because you genuinely feel called to do so is something that I'm seeing here. A couple cards wanted to stay as I'm shuffling, so let's see what they are. We have the Puppeteer, explanations and apologies. We have the Scholar, investigation and research. Excuse me. Oh, I heard that's bad. Anyway. Someone is afraid of the evil eye or people's negative energy stopping them from their creative pursuits. I feel like there are people here that are watching this video who have not been feeling very drawn to or wanting to post certain things that they want to, whether it's art or it's poetry, whether it's finishing a book or something of that sort. I feel like it's because there's this fear here of people stopping you with their energy. But the thing is that you're stopping yourself. And if you continue to allow this energy to persist, even if you're trying to like fight it out, but you're letting it win by not fulfilling your purpose, by not doing what you feel you really need to do or what you want to do. Excuse me. Yeah, you're holding yourself back. Somebody here, okay, I'm getting a different message. Somebody may have done a cord cutting ritual recently. Maybe there was some subconscious fears of this not really helping the energy. This is another message for somebody. If you've been feeling like somebody is tampering with your energy, or they're sending you some negative energy, or they're trying to control you or manipulate you in a certain way, if you have been thinking about a certain person in regards to their true energy towards you and not just how they act around you, I feel like this is your intuition warning you about someone or a group of people. There's something that you are not seeing here. You're not quite seeing the full picture, perhaps. Some of you, another message, are going to school or want to go back to school, have finished your degree. If you finished recently, congratulations. Good on you. Keep going, keep thriving, keep learning, keep sharing. I feel like your guides are very proud of you for those of you who are not allowing these energies to hold you back. Okay. There's something that has to be said here about the full blood moon lunar eclipse that happened recently. You could watch this reading at any point. If it resonates, it resonates. But if you're watching this at the time that it came out, we're still in March, and that full blood moon lunar eclipse happened in March. It happened kind of recently, so. We have the Archer, biding your time, planning ahead. I feel like somebody's excuse as to not doing what it is that they really want to is because they feel like they don't have enough resources. They feel like they don't have enough education in regards to it. They feel like it's like you're giving yourself so many excuses instead of just following your intuition, like that intuitive hit, that guide of energy that you need to be in here. Now I'm being aware of the throat chakra. I didn't have to clear my throat at all today, and now I feel like it's like I've already had to clear it multiple times. Someone is fucking with your throat chakra, okay? For some of you, if you feel like you haven't been able to speak your mind lately, or you haven't been able to sing, or if you haven't been able to make a video, or whatever the case is, I feel like for some of you, there's an energy really trying to keep you from speaking your mind. We need to speak our minds now more than ever. Well, it's always the right time to speak your mind, in my opinion. I mean, of course, there's a time and place, certain things, you know, if you have a job. Someone is unfulfilled in their workplace. Their intuition is telling them to leave. Of course, work on getting something new before you just quit your job. You know, if you have responsibilities like bills and things like that, of course, you know, do responsibly. Put your 2 weeks, you know, stuff like that. Okay. But somebody here hates their job, or there's something really going on where they feel like they cannot speak. I feel like even if you're part of the management team or something, there's someone here who feels like they're not shown the same amount of respect as other people on the team, or their perspectives are not respected, or perhaps like whoever's higher up is not seeing it as being like a valuable thing to bring up. That's not gonna be for everybody. Alright. We have the aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. Those keys immediately reminded me of Hecate. Maybe you work with Hecate, or you've been wanting to. You are at a crossroads where you have to make a decision to stay stuck, to allow these energies that you are trying to release to hold you back, or to take the key, to take charge of your own life and move forward, to focus on what it is that you're aiming towards, what it is you're trying to build for yourself, what it is that you need to speak. Speak your mind. People need to hear what you have to say. Some of you were raised in a family, perhaps, or a society, or a mixture of many things where you were not allowed to speak your mind. Perhaps there was some kind of, trigger warning, but perhaps there was some kind of abuse or neglect, or I heard negative reprimandations or something. Is that the right word? Consequences? Someone was brought up in a situation where there were negative consequences for them speaking their mind, speaking their truth, and being who they really are. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Some of you have not realized how this is something that has trickled down or bled into relationships, like romantic relationships, friendships. Perhaps not speaking your truth about something that you really meant. Perhaps you're afraid to be misconstrued. I feel like somebody is so afraid to be misunderstood that they'd rather just not say anything at all. And then they're over here saying, though, that nobody is there for them, or... Okay, for some people in this energy, they know that there are people that are there for them, but they know something is blocking them from being open. And I feel like for a lot of those people is that they don't want to face healing what has happened to them. But it's the only way to have healthy relationships when it comes to your communication. I'm seeing family dynamics, family situations, and romantic partners. I'm also seeing within the work environment too. Somebody has good things that they could bring up that are valid, that will help the company, or that will help the coworkers, that will help whoever is involved in regards to figuring out a better solution for a problem. But they choose not to speak because they're afraid that nobody is going to really pay attention to them or listen to them. I just saw 420. So I don't know if you partake in cannabis or, plant medicine or something, but I feel some of you do. It's not for everybody. Okay. We have the Herald, small regrets and longing. beautiful. There's a lot of snakes. Or not a lot of snakes. There's 2 snakes, but the black and white energy, I don't know, for some reason I saw 4 snakes. The hair, the moon, the eye. If you continue in the way that you are, where you are making excuses for what it is that you feel in your heart, guided to do, that you feel like you really love and you just want to, be a part of it and share that side of you, if you continue to make excuses and not pursue whatever this is, it's going to be a regret. There's someone that I watched a free seminar online kind of recently. Unfortunately, I don't remember who it was. I think it wasn't hypnotherapy, but it was somebody who does hypnosis. I think his name is Dom the Hypnotist. But it's more for reprogramming the mind for success, not necessarily like hypnotherapy or anything. Side message, if you've been wanting to do hypnotherapy, then this is a confirmation for you. However, somebody brought up it wasn't really like hypnosis, it was more of like a meditation, and I kind of agreed. However, I'm going to go ahead and share that information with you. During this seminar, he was mentioning, and I've heard something similar to this before, but pretty much like you're in a fork in the road, and there's 2 paths. Now, he did say the left path is the path of the old, or what's stuck, but what I felt was that the left path was the future path. Point is, pick a path. One path is going to be, if you don't change anything now and you keep living your life the way you do, making the excuses that you do, where is your life going to be 5 years from now? And then you think back 10 years from now, and where are you going to be on your deathbed? Are you going to be regretting that you didn't make those changes right now? And then the other path is going to be the opposite. It's if you start making those moves, if you start speaking your mind, if you start sharing your truth, sharing your art, sharing your talent, sharing your skills, sharing your knowledge, sharing your experiences with other people. Where are you going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, on your deathbed? And it's a very completely different energy. And it's giving me this Hecate energy, this crossroads, this you have the key, you are the key, the skeleton key. The key that unlocks all doors is you. And you need to allow your actions to allow you to embrace those opportunities, to follow through with those opportunities, to allow those opportunities to see them as part of your journey. Don't just shut the door, leave the door closed because you're afraid. If you allow yourself to be afraid over what other people think or whatever bullshit, you're never going to be happy. And that's just the truth. You see, the thing is, a people pleaser, they do things to please other people. But the reality is, you're never going to be happy. Even if that person is happy, there's always going to feel like something's missing. Is the energy that I'm getting here. Especially if you are dumbing yourself down, watering yourself down cutting yourself off, your passions, your desires, you know, and we're talking about healthy desire, healthy balanced life, okay? Not toxicity or overindulgence in negative behaviors. That's not what we're talking about when we talk about desire. But yes, I'm definitely getting, if you don't make any changes, you're going to feel stuck. You're going to keep feeling stuck. For some of you, you have been making the changes. You've been pursuing your dreams. You've been putting yourself out there. And I'm seeing that you are making those moves. And whatever energy that people think that they have on you or are holding of you, your guides are protecting you and helping you release the constraint, the bondage, the hold, the grasp. For someone, I feel like this is a family member, like a parent perhaps. For others of you, this could be a partner. For some of you, this is a boss. For others of you, it could be colleagues or people in your friend group that are not really supportive. Like there's a two-sided energy here that I'm feeling. Now I'm getting the energy, for example, a parent who wants, like let's say you have a parent who was an artist and they stopped doing their art because they realized that it's hard and that it's really, really hard to make money in a more traditional sense, okay? And so they gave up on their dream. Or maybe they were a musician and they gave up on that. And so you're somebody who's very creative, somebody who's very spiritual maybe, and like whatever it is that you want to do, perhaps there's somebody in your family or in your friend group who felt like they couldn't do it, and so they are subconsciously putting that self-doubt onto you, like projecting that, oh well, you're not gonna make it because I couldn't even make it. And it's not even that this is a conscious awareness that they have that they're doing. I feel like for some of you, this person is genuinely unaware that this is a result of their subconsciousness and their mental programming that they have negatively impacted themselves with. Or perhaps their family did it. And I'm seeing somebody breaking generational karma, generational blockages. Your lineage, your family is really rooting for you. Your ancestors are really rooting for you because they see that you are trying to break this kind of negative stuck cycle that your lineage has fallen under, or whatever toxic behaviors. Now I'm seeing alcoholism. You know, it could be anything, substance abuse of any sort, any addiction. I mean, sex can be an addiction. Okay. You're given the keys. This is like no matter what it is, your mind, I feel like maybe you're an air sign or you have like a dominant air sign placement in your birth chart, or you have a lot of air signs in your chart. But I'm seeing a lot of mental energy, a lot of back and forth, a lot of I can do this, no I can't, I can do it, no I can't. Like I see a lot of this teeter-tottering energy here. And it's like you are being reminded to come back to center. You would not have these desires of expressing yourself, of sharing your art with the world. You would not have these desires if it was not meant for you to fulfill. Okay? And of course, we're talking about healthy things. We're not talking about negative, what's it called? We're not talking about intrusive thoughts here. We're talking about positive things, like you just want to express yourself through your creative pursuits. Maybe you love fashion. Maybe you love writing. Maybe you're a songwriter. If you're somebody who wants to collaborate, reach out to that person. I'm seeing somebody who's a songwriter who wants to reach out to somebody who's a vocalist, or vice versa. Or maybe somebody who's a photographer wanting to reach out to somebody who they would love to model for them. Or if they do cinematography, like if they make films or videos and they want to collaborate with somebody to act a certain part or whatever the case is, I'm definitely seeing this here for you. There is a time for collaboration, for working together, for uplifting each other. You know, whatever skills we have, which every single person has talents and skills, even if we don't see it ourselves, even if we deny it, even if whatever the case is. The point is that there's so much we can do on our own when it comes to our creativity. But when we can collaborate with someone else who is also creative, who also has a lot of beautiful expression and all of this, it's just beautiful to mix mediums and to collaborate, to work together. And I'm seeing that there is a lot of good that can come from this if you allow this door to open, and not just open, but like walk through that door. Not just see the door open in front of you and just stand there and be like, no, I don't think so. No, not today, because like just excuses are easy. No matter what the excuse is, it's easy to say no because of an excuse that we tell ourselves, even if it's a valid excuse. But if you don't make any effort to figure out a way, then it's only gonna hold you back. And again, you don't want to be on your deathbed regretting that you were never able to express yourself. If you only live this life once, you might as well fucking do what you're called to do in this life, because you're not gonna have the same chance in the next life, because you're gonna be somebody different. Even though your soul is the same, you're gonna physically be someone different in a different area, different friends, different family, different situations. Instead of allowing this to become a soul karma thing to deal with another time, just live your best life now. Do what it is that you feel called to do now. Let's see what else. Okay. The Muse. Interesting. And it's 3 cups. Alright. Generosity and naivety. Beautiful. That's perfect. I mean, this is exactly the energy that we're talking about. I love that. That came out when it did. Sorry, I have eye crusties. There's a bird, there's a pomegranate, and there's a not a lute. It's not a lute, not a harp. Some kind of string instrument. With this pomegranate, I'm feeling like Persephone's energy and Lilith. Maybe you work with one or both of them. There's a lot of energies that are coming through. Your guides are really supporting you. They're really encouraging you to pursue what it is that you love. Whatever it is that inspires you, there's a reason why it inspires you. And it's time for you to allow that inspiration to flow through you in a different way. In a way where you express yourself. And not just like, oh, like that person is so inspiring, I want to do this, like, but etc., etc. No, it's like there's something about someone potentially, or a group potentially for some of you, that inspires you, that you really want to do something, but you're like, oh, but I can't because I'm not them, or something. Stop trying to be them. Stop trying to fit into other situations of other people, or whatever the case is. Take the inspiration that you feel and let that fuel you to pursue what it is that you want. The thing is that everyone is going to be different in how they are creative. For example, a vocalist, every voice is different. Sing anyway. For a artist, your art is going to look different than someone else's, regardless of your medium. Do it anyway. If someone inspires you, use that as something helpful and not as something that you are using at your own detriment. Like, oh, well, I'm not them. Oh, well, I'm not skilled. I'm not talented. I'm not this. I'm not that. Shut up. Shut your ass up and realize that you're full of shit. Because you deserve to do it. Like, just do it. Okay? I wish I could show you this. Oh my goodness. Look, okay, ignore the mess, but I have to show you. Look at that. Look at this. Oh my goodness. That thing. Sleepy thing. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Eepy baby. The twins. Self-protection and dual natures. It's interesting. I feel like I've seen this before. Those eyes. You may have Gemini in your chart. Or maybe it's a Gemini that inspires you with something. Or perhaps you're inspired by the duality, the difference of things, like night and day, light and dark. Okay, I'm seeing somebody who is into fashion, and maybe they have both like very dark aesthetic, but also very like pastel or light aesthetic as well, or whatever you want to call it. I'm seeing somebody who knows how to find balance within whatever it is that they do. If this is your spiritual practice of working with light and dark, of day and night, and the sun and the moon, respecting that there is two sides to every coin, and understanding that there's more than what meets the eye, that there are multiple perspectives for every situation. I feel like this is a confirmation to you. If you have been finding balance within yourself, and if you have been feeling like you need to find balance within yourself, then this is a call for you to do so. The more balance that you have within you, the more balance you're going to recognize and see externally. Someone's not viewing something from the right perspective. Now, this self-protection is really like sticking out to me. So I feel like somebody is just really, really afraid, and their ego is just in self-protection mode. But the thing is, although the ego's job is important for us to be safe, a lot of times we'll find that it's just holding us back. So it's important to recognize what it is that we, like, let's say, for example, why is it that you don't feel safe to express yourself? Oh, because online communities are assholes. Yeah, there are assholes everywhere, so what's your point? Do it anyway. Let the bullshit fall away and let those that really support you. Oh, but I don't want this person to see this part of me or whatever. Well, why not? Again, natural selection. Like, just be and let be. Let the truth show itself to you. And it will. I guarantee you it will. But don't stop yourself out of the fear of what whoever the fuck else thinks. As long as you're not harming yourself or anybody else, then we're good. Then you're fine. There's platforms that have a thriving community of whatever it is that you think does not thrive. There are people who support and love and appreciate your energy, and who want to see you succeed, who want to see you happy. And just because there's also simultaneously people who feel the opposite way, that's their fucking problem. Don't let their shit stop you from you. From your soul, like your soul mission, from your purpose, from what you love, what it is that you feel you need to do. A card wanted to stay behind, the wise one, tradition and order. Some of you are afraid to go against the grain because maybe you are from a place or religion or whatever the case is that's very traditional. Well, I mean, I might not be the best one for advice for that because I honestly don't give a fuck about traditions. Like some tradition is very honorable and appreciated and needs to proceed and continue. I saw 444 I need to progress and keep going and keep being a tradition. Some traditions just need to fucking die. Straight up. Don't be afraid to be the one to break the tradition. But I don't know, I'm not a traditional person, so maybe I'm not the best person for advice on that. But my point is, you're not hurting yourself or anybody else. You respect the tradition for what it is, but it's not for you. Then don't force yourself to fit in someone else's fucking box. Because I promise you, you will never be happy. And you can pretend all you want. You can lie to yourself all you want, but you will never be happy. You will always feel like something's missing. You'll always feel like there's some kind of void within you. And you're always going to come back to a place where, it might be kind of this, but no, I don't want to. No, it can't be because this is just interesting. I just looked under and I saw the Chiromancer. Delivering news and collaboration. palmistry might be significant, astrology, okay? But I digress. So, I feel like that just kind of correlates back to what we were saying. It's in your soul is trying to connect to the right people, to do the right, to do the right things with the right people at the right time, but you are not allowing your guides to allow things to fall into place because you're denying situations where you have an opportunity and you're not following through with the opportunity because of fears or whatever the case is. I feel like when we really get down to it, when we really ask ourselves or think about it, we come to find that a lot of blockages are just stemming from fear, whether it's from ourselves or other people, whatever the case is. But yes, I don't know. I am the type of person to say, don't be afraid to break tradition. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. I'm not a traditional person, so I try to be very open with my parents. And I'm very grateful that I have parents that I can open up to. And, I know that's not everyone's experience. But sometimes I'm brutally honest with them. And I've even told them before, like, there are some traditions, like, thankfully that you guys love me and that you guys allow me to be who I am. Because if not, like, I wouldn't fucking care. I do it anyway. Like, for example, sorry, I noticed that hair is sticking out. For example, I've told them, thankfully we don't live in a society where there's arranged marriage, because if you guys forced me to marry someone I didn't like, I would rather run away and just not be home. I wouldn't care about, like, oh, you're a disgrace to your family. I don't give a fuck. Like, sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna live my life. You live yours, I live mine. Like, not everyone can hear that because not everyone understands, and because to some people that is the most disrespectful fucking thing you can say. But at the end of the day, if it needs to be said, it needs to be said. But, I mean, that's just me. I don't know your situation. You know your situation. But don't allow yourself to be stuck around people, places, and things that force you to fit into their box. Do what you have to do for you to live your life, because it's your life. And again, you don't want to be on your fucking deathbed thinking, why did I always do what everybody else told me to do? I had so many opportunities that I could have done X, Y, Z, and I didn't because of whatever, whoever. Fuck that. Fuck it. But I don't know, like, everyone's different. I understand we want to have the support of people that we love, that we care about, from our family or from our friends or teachers, whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be people that support you, and there's always going to be people that want to see you fall. Sometimes it's even people that are the closest to you. And sometimes you might think that they won't support you, but then they actually do. You never know. Okay? But just be who you are. There's a reason. Okay? Of course, I'm no professional. Again, safety is important. Be safe. Be careful. I don't know what your situation is. But what I could say is that if you are in a situation where the only real detriment is somebody's going to stop talking to me or not be my friend, or somebody's going to disown me just because, like, I'm pursuing my dream, then you know what? Bye, bitch. Then go ahead. There's the fucking door. I'll open it for you. How about that? And like, it's like, I'm not saying it to be disrespectful to other people, but why can't you acknowledge that those people forcing you to be what they want you to be is them disrespecting you? It goes both ways, right? I believe respect is a two-way street. And I think that there are certain things that are not respectful. If someone can't respect you, why do you want that person to be around you all the time? You know? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. We have guilt. Release the chains of the past mistakes and embrace the growth they bring. It's interesting because it's really hard to see, but there's a heart with like chains and spikes, and it reminds me of this heart that I don't know if you'll be able to see it. That heart, that's like a little locket that I have there. Yeah, it says remorse, shame, and regret. You don't want to regret anything in your life. That's one thing I try to live by, is that I try to not regret anything in my life. And how I'm able to not regret it is by acknowledging that everything is a lesson. And you either learn from it, or it's going to keep happening. We have shame. Embrace your flaws. They are a part of your unique story. Humiliation, disgrace, and embarrassment. Someone's wearing a mask here. Someone's too afraid to show the world the real them. But the world needs to see the real you. Why would you want to feel like safe around the wrong company? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to fit in someone else's box? Avoidance. Face what you fear, for avoidance is but a temporary refuge. Evasion, neglect, and denial. I feel like these, sum up quite a bit of what it is that we were talking about here. Okay. Don't feel bad for being you, uniquely you. There's a reason why you are you. Let's see, we have pride. True worth is measured by character, not accolades. Arrogance, vanity, and ego. Don't let your pride get in the way. Don't let your ego get in the way. Okay? There are some people who may be afraid that if they pursue their dream, they're going to lose their place in some kind of social standing. Why would you want... I don't know. I don't get it. Everyone's different, but I don't get it. Grief. In pain, finding healing and deeper connection to the self. Sorrow, mourning, and loss. You deserve to be happy. And the people who are meant for you will support you and see you overcoming and wish the best for you. And those who just want you to be their puppet, who just want to control you, who just want you to bow down, even though they'll never say it and they'll pretend like nothing, right? Actions speak louder than words. And sometimes the biggest supporters never say anything. But their energy is there with you every single step of the way, where they're rooting for you. So don't think just because somebody is right next to you all the time means that they truly support you. And don't think just because somebody is not around very often, they keep themselves at a distance, means that they hate you or something, or that they don't want to see you succeed. Sometimes it's quite the opposite. And for someone, you needed to hear that. There's someone in your inner circle who may be against you, secretly. But they're too much of a little fucking bitch to, say it or show it. Follow your intuition. You'll know who this person is. Deceit. Honesty is the bridge to authentic connections. Lies, deception, and fraud. There are people around you who are deceptive and manipulative to get what they want. You will know if somebody gives you advice and you genuinely feel it deep down in your soul, like, you know what, that came from a genuine place. That was meant for me. Then take it. And if the opposite is true, that somebody's like, oh, I'm your best friend and I'm telling you this, but you can sense it's like some kind of backhanded comment, or no, what's the word I'm trying to say? If it's some kind of, fuck, what am I trying to say? I got a brain fart. Somebody doesn't want you to figure them out. Somebody loves that you allow them to run the show. Although they'll never fucking say it. But they love to see you give them everything. The time of day, the attention, the praise, when in reality, they're just a fucking energy vampire and they just are a manipulative little bitch. Triggering? No. I said it earlier. Deflecting. This is somebody who's just deflecting on you without even having the courage to, like, tell you to your face. Because they don't even have the courage to face themselves. I saw 5151, by the way. Underneath attachment, true growth requires letting go. Changing, dependence, and addiction. Sorry, those tiny words at the bottom can be really hard to see sometimes. Yeah. Somebody loves to see you in their fucking cage. I'm not talking I'm not talking about a lover who lovingly, respectfully likes to play. I'm not talking about that, okay? That's different. I'm talking about somebody who literally sees you as their pet. Somebody who literally sees you as so gullible to believing their bullshit that they just love to play you like a fiddle. And they do. And because you're so nice, or because you've known them for so long, or whatever the case is, I feel like some of you genuinely have this feeling deep down inside you that, like, there's something about them. Like, I love them, known them for a long time, whatever the case, blah, 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 XYZ. But there's just, intuitively, the energy is off. There's something that doesn't quite click or make sense. And this is definitely a confirmation for you, if that's the case. Okay? You're the butterfly. Be careful who handles you. Butterflies have very, very fragile wings. They're beautiful creatures, and they deserve to fly. However, there are people who would capture them because of their beauty. Be aware of that too. For someone you need to hear that, you may have been deliberating when it comes to some kind of collaboration. Make sure that's genuinely a collaboration that you feel is right for you. But if you feel like there's some sketchy shit, it's probably because there is. Okay? Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. If you feel like someone's sketchy, don't put yourself in a situation where you can be taken advantage of. Okay? Take that in any way, shape, or form that you need to take it. You don't have to live in fear, but just be careful. Those? Okay. Alright. Stretchy, 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 sleepy baby. listen to life. I am attentive to the world around me. Signs and symbols guide me to success. I listen and discover the way to the eternal. I'm seeing your chakras aligning. I don't know if the words will show, but yeah. Listen to life. Yeah. This is saying your intuition. I'm attentive to the world around me. That's being cautiously aware of the people, the places, things around you that are negative. Signs and symbols guide me to success. That's your spirit guide literally showing you signs. Some of you are seeing number synchronicities. 11, 11, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, etc., etc. It could be anything. It could be 68, 68. It could be, my sister always sees her birthday. Like, she'll literally see on the time her birthday. So regardless what it is, feel into it, look into it, listen to the energy that you feel. Goodness, I overcome my imperfections, polish my character, and feed on the positive. Thus, I free myself, allowing my goodness to manifest and become a source of joy. Through gentleness, I offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to myself and others. And I think that's very important. It's how it says to myself and others. As you are so loving and passionate and inspiring to others, you need to be to yourself. As much as you would easily give the advice for other people to pursue their dreams, you need to pursue your dreams and listen to your own advice. And I know, easier said than done. I get it. But do it. Work towards that, because you really do deserve the best. If you're watching this, you're still here, your energy genuinely connects with this message, then, give yourself credit where credit is due. You have overcome so much adversity in your life. You've overcome so much. You've even gotten yourself out of some of the worst situations in your life. But at the same time, here you are making excuses as to why you're not good enough. I was about to say that, and then literally it says belief. And I almost read as Belial, so I don't know if you work with Belial. Maybe you do. You have affirmation there. But it says belief. There's quite a bit of cards. But let's go through it. I believe in myself, the beauty of life, and the goodness of God. Thus, I have the power to fulfill my dreams. The will of the Almighty supports me. My life is showered in divine light, and my heart opens to the power of the universe. That's beautiful. This is the confirmation that your spirit guides love you, protect you, and support you on what it is that you want. Because your soul mission, your whatever it is. And the thing is, it could change. And usually, often, it does. It's going to change. It's a never-ending changing thing, just as life, such as life. Maybe someone who started off as a musician ended up being an actor. Maybe someone who started off as an artist ended up being a teacher. Whatever the case is, vice versa, your situation is unique to you, and that is what is beautiful. So you figure it out. And you already know. I feel like you're watching this, you're intuitive, you already know. You just may be somebody who needs more confirmation. And, sometimes that's okay, but not if we rely on that too much, okay? We have to have that inner confirmation, alright? I saw 505, by the way, but it's making me think of 555. So that's something that may really need to change if that's something that you feel is a big struggle for you. Inner strength. Interesting. I'm just seeing these as eyes, okay? Nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. This made me think of a dragon. Alright. Maybe you connect with dragons, or maybe you're seeing a different kind of creature. I'm seeing a phoenix. A frog. I'm seeing a frog for somebody. Which frogs are also symbols of change and transformation. Alright. Yes, inner strength. You have the inner strength. You have the green light from your spirit guides to do the thing that you feel in your heart. And I know we're kind of like circling back, but that's what we're seeing here. The confirmation. Someone needs to hear all of these confirmations for them to be like, okay, I see it now. Alright? Manifestation of light. This is making me think of wings. I'm seeing angel wings. I see the beauty in me. I grow and develop my inner self in harmony with light and beauty. I feel myself. I free myself from negativity. My heart transforms. My intellect shines. My inner light grows. I'm seeing like angel wings. Some of you have a past loved one that is always with you, supporting you, caring about you. Maybe a symbol that helps you connect with them, or angels, or seraphim, or it could be other things as well. But that's what I'm seeing here for somebody in particular. Let your wings sprout out of your back, open up, fly away. Just embrace it. It's for you. If it's for you, then do the thing, okay? Your light needs to shine. It really, really does. We really need to uplift each other and really appreciate and love one another. And as somebody who has a love-hate relationship with humanity, I completely understand how difficult it can be when you hear on the news or when you see things going on in the world that are fucking insane. And it's like unbelievable how some people can be so fucked up. It's so repulsive. It's important to call shit out when needed. But it's also important to not focus solely on all of those negatives. Be the light that the world needs to see. Be the change that we need. Be the inspiration. You know what I mean? Protest is fine as long as it's peaceful protest. Okay? Yeah, I'm seeing many different things. You have people that support you. You have people who believe in you. And again, just because not everybody outright tells you or like really like messages you about, you know, wanting to partake or something. Maybe they're doing little donations that you don't notice, or maybe even just liking or following or listening to what you have to say. Like, there are people that support you. And even if you don't see it, be grateful. Be grateful. Okay? Not everyone wants to be seen. Everyone has a different purpose. And even if you don't want to be seen in like a big scheme of things or grand scheme of things, whatever, your purpose is just as meaningful. The people you impact in your life, that is just as meaningful as a teacher teaching thousands of people. You know? If you can help save one life, then it was worth it. You know what I mean? Release. I stop fighting my fears and the hardships of life. I control my thoughts, which we mentioned since the beginning, thoughts. Live in the present moment and accept each stage of life. I work on what I have power over and put it into God's hands, what I can't change. I trust that everything will work out for the best. I'm seeing like a butterfly. Like a butterfly or a moth. Or like a meditating angel. But yeah, so release what constrains you. Your fears, your doubts, your disbeliefs. And whatever it is that you cannot control in your life, release it. Let it go. You know what I mean? You will feel so much more peace in your life when you are ready to let go. And it's understandable. There are different stages of being able to let go or being ready to let go. But when you have that awareness of the need to let go, and you make the moves and you work towards letting whatever it is go, the time will come where all of a sudden it's like an epiphany, or like you just woke up and like it doesn't bother you anymore. Or maybe every once in a while, you know, the energy might still linger here and there about, but it's like all of a sudden you just have this clarity. Walk with the clarity that you feel. Okay? There's a reason. When you feel like you have a clear vision on what it is that you want to do, need to do, whatever, how you gotta do it, work towards that. And stop putting those fears and doubts and bullshit excuses. And I get it, okay. Easier said than done. But that's what's coming through, okay? Here and now, the future does not exist and the past is gone. I focus on the present moment. I have confidence in life again. Because here, now, there is no danger. Everything happens when my soul is ready. And that's a big key thing to remember. Everything happens when you are ready. And I'm seeing like a fish. Some kind of amphibian, or a dolphin, a shark, a mermaid. Maybe you identify with some kind of water elemental creature. I saw Leviathan all of a sudden. And I'm seeing water signs. Okay. But yes, here, right now. I mean, right here, right now by Ghost. Yes, right here, right now, you can focus on what is in front of you, and you can make, you know, do things based off of that, okay? Be in the present moment, because if you linger on the past, you're wasting your precious time. And if you focus too far ahead into the future, you're also kind of wasting your time in a way, because even if you have a plan, definitive plan on how things are going to go, chances are it's never going to go that way. I think we can all agree that there was something in our life at some point that we thought was going to go exactly as planned, and it didn't. So the best thing to do is to have an idea, a future vision as to what you want, but focus on the now instead of focusing on the it's too far ahead. If you think it's too far ahead, you don't make any moves towards it, it's always going to be far ahead. But if you see that regardless of it being in the distance, it takes one step at a time to get to there. There it is. I saw 515, by the way. So like 555 energy again. Creation. I have the power to direct my life. With a constructive attitude, I create what is best for my soul. I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into affirmative action. I act in the image of God and bring light into my life, it says. Okay. That just made me want to talk about AI. I don't know. People are playing God, create AI, and then it's becoming like, in my opinion, a sentient being is a being that feels and everything, that hears, sees, smells, blah, blah, blah. Well, AI pretty much, AI robots have a lot of that already, so they are creating sentient beings of some sort. Like, why are you gonna create something and then be so afraid of it and then hate it, and then at that point I believe sentient beings deserve rights. But sorry, I don't know why I needed to say that, but I guess it had to come through. Creation. Be aware of what you're creating and have an understanding that creation is beautiful, and it may not always have, take the form that we may want. Like, for example, maybe someone's like wants to have a kid, and then they have a kid and the kid is, on the DL, like completely different than what they might have hoped. Okay? Maybe they wanted their child to be in sports and a doctor, and maybe their child is into arts and poetry, and yeah, you know what I mean? Creation is beautiful, but at the end of the day, we cannot control anything but ourselves. Alright? I don't know why it had to be said. Anyway, choice. I choose serenity, light, and positive energy. No matter what I go through, I choose happiness. I rise above fear and direct my thoughts to God. So I feel like this is just saying, right, is focusing your energy on decision. What decision are you going to make today that is going to make tomorrow a better day, or bring you closer tomorrow towards your dream, or whatever the case is? And also acknowledging that there is more out there than what we can understand, what we can comprehend. There's nothing wrong with asking our guides, whether you pray to God or you work with the infernal realm or you work with the heavens or whatever you want to call it, right? As long as you're not hurting nobody, we're good, all right? Point is, there's nothing wrong with asking help or guidance from your guides, and they will show you. And if you're one of those people that says, I pray to God and God doesn't answer, maybe it's because you're not fucking paying attention. Maybe you could say God or Lucifer or whoever, Odin or whoever it is showing you the signs and you're not seeing it. You're not paying attention. So don't act like don't act like it's their fault. Take responsibility for your own shit. Right? As I just mentioned earlier, creation cannot be controlled. And when you have people trying to control, that's dictatorship. We're not going to go there. But anyway, point is, it takes awareness. And sometimes we think that our guides are not guiding us. Sometimes we think that they've left us. Sometimes we think that they have not heard our prayers or have not appreciated our rituals or whatever the case is. And I guarantee you that's bullshit. Imagine if a parent were to literally hold their child's hand every single day of their life, every moment of their life. And then you end up with some bratty ass, fucking spoiled ass, ignorant, snobby ass kid, right? And that's not what we are here, okay? Now, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Sometimes that is what we need in order for our guides to come into our life and really help us, you know. It's like, I think, I can't remember exactly, maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, or like put exactly what it is. I can't look on it because it's on my phone I'm filming with. But I think there's somewhere in the Bible how it mentions about, like, God will never force something unless you ask, or something of that nature. My point is, ask and you shall receive. Don't ask something you don't want to know the answer to. Just be aware of that. But ask. Don't be afraid to ask. In my opinion, I'd rather know the truth and it hurt than for me to live in ignorance and a life of lies. No matter how much I don't want to hear the truth, I'd rather hear the truth. No matter what. Because I'd rather live in truth than illusion. I'd rather be honest to myself than to be lying to myself to make myself feel comfortable. And I feel like you may be somebody who's the same. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to speak to your guides. And if you feel like you're not able to hear them, or you don't really feel them around you, know that they do hear you. Know that they do see you. Know that they do appreciate all those little things that you do for them. And that they do want you to be closer with them. Regardless of what energy it is that you work with, okay? But there are going to be different energies that are willing to put up with other things more than others. If you ask for help, work towards what it is that comes to your awareness. What else? Let's read this one and have that last, right? The one that was under the deck. Interesting. I saw eyes, and then I saw like ovaries and like, yeah, different stuff. Interesting. I listen to myself and acknowledge my needs. I assert myself and retain my power. I am brave and gentle. I don't have to be afraid of others. I respect myself and am respected by others. I feel like that's a nice place to end it, because I feel like that just kind of goes back to that, you know, respect is a two-way street. Acknowledge when people are disrespecting you. Even if they're not blatantly disrespecting you, there's still people who can cross boundaries or like really put you down, and then they'll probably just be like, oh, that's not what I meant or something. But when you know, you know. Alright? Okay. Listen to yourself and your needs. Be gentle with yourself. Be compassionate. Understand we're all just human beings living on this earth and trying to figure shit out. And there's really, at the end of the day, we don't really know shit. We are still very much just ignorant enigmas, just walking around on this earth. And we are doing our best to progress and to do better and to learn more. But we will never truly know everything. We will never truly have all the answers. However, they are within us. Now, there are people who do plant medicine, like ayahuasca and things like that, who go on a trip where they just completely awaken and all these answers come flooding in. But then once they're done with that, like, they don't remember everything. We can't retain all of that information with this human brain that we cannot even understand, like, what, 70% of our brain? The earth is like 70% water or something like that, and we have not even discovered like 70% of it or something. So it's interesting when you really think about it and correlate things as to how they connect. So I feel like this is a confirmation for somebody who's like really, who has been seeing that things are interconnected. I feel like someone has come to that realization or that understanding within themselves. Okay, that's like a side message. Anything else? Excuse me. I don't know. Alright. I saw 55, by the way. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I know it was a long ass reading. It's been a while. I'm happy to be back. And yeah, we'll see what happens next. But yeah. Love you guys. Oh. Anything in there? Okay. One more thing. I misspoke. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card from my self-constructed Kalia the Vast Magic the Gathering card. I love Kalia. She is amazing. I love her so much. She's like my favorite. Let's see. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used cards that aren't tarot or oracle cards. I have some Pokemon cards that are like a Joker, Ace, what are they called? Playing cards. I used to use those quite a bit. It's been a while. But I've been really wanting to use these and see like what comes out. I'm just curious. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, Kalia of the Vast plays on angels, demons, and dragons, so she's my kind of gal. Let's see. This one. And this one. Is that it? Yes. Okay. And what is underneath? We have Herald of Faith. This is an angel creature with flying. Whenever this creature attacks, you gain 2 life. The clerics prayed for salvation. The soldiers prayed for victory. Both prayers were answered. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Your prayers are being answered. You are protected. You are guided. Just keep holding faith. And sometimes it's fucking hard. And sometimes you're like, I'm just crying out to the nothing. But you know what? Even the nothing listens, alright? And even the nothing needs to be appreciated because everything comes from nothing, alright? Okay, so we have this one that's a swamp. We have 2 swamps. Interesting, okay? 2 swamp energies. So swamp is what this element is called. It's the black energy in Magic the Gathering with the skull. There's none of swamps. And what I'm feeling here is that this swamp in particular looks kind of like a portal. If you look really closely, you can see that there's these stairs that lead up to this open gate of some sort. There's some water, some spires, whatever. There's like a lot of clouds. You can't really see past the horizon. You just see like foliage of some sort. I heard Stairway to Heaven, but then I'm hearing I'm on the highway to hell. I feel like this is about finding balance. Somebody here is too afraid to look within themselves and to traverse themselves and to traverse within that darkness within ourselves. It's not evil. Darkness is not evil, okay? It's just a part of nature. There's a portal opening up to you, and it may be something with the lunar phases, or this may have been a portal that you stepped into. Don't lose faith or lose sight of what it is that you promised yourself or that you are working towards. Just because you walk through the portal doesn't mean that you're there yet, okay? So there's still more to be done. Also, I'm getting the energy again of being aware of your mental state, being aware of how you speak to yourself, being aware of the affirmations that you say, or the positive and negative things that you may be saying about yourself. This other one, okay, there's a crow or raven energy. There's like a murder of crows and ravens. I did feel like a crow raven energy earlier. I didn't focus on it, but I did feel like I should mention. Now for sure, like if you have a spirit guide that associates with crows or ravens, I feel like this is a confirmation for you. Or even just embodying that, or respecting that animal totem of the crow and the raven, how intelligent they are, and how they are beings of different worlds, how they are messengers of the beyond. Some of you may have been thinking about going to a graveyard, a cemetery. This may be in regards to connecting with an ancestor for somebody. That's not going to be for everybody. Or maybe there's a tree or a fork in the road within a graveyard or cemetery that you've been kind of thinking about connecting with that energy. I feel like this may be a confirmation for you to do so. That's not going to be for everybody. Someone is afraid to delve deeper within themselves because they're afraid of what they're going to find, as if some kind of monster is lurking beneath the surface. Well, if there's any monster lurking beneath the surface of you, it is you. And I think that we need to show love to ourselves. Again, that doesn't mean that, like an intrusive thought is something that should be acted upon, okay? Like there's a difference between that. But there's something here beneath the surface that somebody needs to face that they keep kind of demonizing. I'm seeing it like a zombie. A part of you that you loved, or a part of you that you really tried to have flourish. You really tried to water the plant, so to speak, and it died. Let's say you cared about this plant so much, you gave it water, you gave it sun, you gave it what it needed, or you tried to the best of your ability, and it died. And so you gave up on every plant, and you gave up on any living organism that was not you. So what I'm getting here is, don't give up on yourself. Maybe there's this aspect of your inner child that needs healing because of something from your past, where you or someone may have stopped you, where this is a turning point, where a lot of this that came out in the reading, I saw a 33, where a lot of this that came out in the reading is kind of like trying to bring up this situation or this trauma where you can heal it. Some of you kind of going back may have been thinking about getting a hypnotherapy session. I feel like this is going to be extremely beneficial for you to understand what it is that's really holding you back, even though deep down it's really, yourselves in many ways, or aspects of our past where we still linger on it subconsciously, okay? Okay, I feel like I have to cut the deck. Okay. So we have the possessed goat. This is the possessed goat. I don't know if you can see like the shadow kind of like looming over the goat. This goat has many eyes. But it says it's 3 mana. Anyway, discard a card in order for you to put 3/1/1 counters on possessed goat, and it becomes a black demon in addition to its other colors and types. Activate only once. When there would be sacrificed, wandered back to their encampment, the survivors breathed a sigh of relief, assuming the demon had departed. Okay. So I'm just connecting into it. feel like what this is saying is that it's kind of like reiterating this part of you from your past that you may have kind of like shunned or demonized. I know that's not quite like what it's saying, but that's the energy that I'm getting here. Okay, I see. So the energy that I'm getting here with that is kind of like your traumas. You know, with our trauma, we have an opportunity to either stay stuck in it, let it hold us back, let it be the bane of our existence, or to acknowledge it was wrong, to accept within ourselves that it had already happened and cannot be changed. However, to also accept that we have the power within ourselves to transmute that shit. So this is that energy saying, are you going to transmute that shit and let it empower you? Or are you going to allow it to continue to consume you? Okay? And this is something that some people may not be aware of. The depth of how much this is to your detriment if you continue to see yourself as a victim who cannot heal from this situation. A victim is a victim, but at some point you can choose to not be the victim anymore. Now, obviously, you know, disclaimers, I'm no professional, seek professional help if anything is going on. Don't let anybody abuse you or harm you or anything of that nature. Get help, okay? But what I'm seeing here is that, yeah, somebody's still subconsciously not realizing that a lot of their past traumas are really, really, even if you think that you've, you know, healed from certain things, there's, depending on how severe those traumas were, they're still holding you back quite a lot for some of you. And for some of you, others of you, you've already worked on healing. Maybe you've gone to therapy, or maybe you've been your own therapist in a way, doing shadow work and acknowledging and working through things. Don't be afraid to get help. But there's still something that needs to be realized and focused on in a way of transmuting, okay? Not focusing on it as to a self-loathing, not worthy kind of sense, but focusing on it in a sense of like, this happened, but this doesn't make me who I am. I can choose to transform this energy into something that I would be proud of, you know, not allowing the assailant to control you, okay? Is there anything else that needs to be said? Okay, so I feel like there's nothing else that needs to be said, but I feel like I need to ring this for you. If you have headphones, be aware. I don't know how long it's going to be for you. 3, 2. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for being here. I hope that this helped. Let me know if you need anything. I am available for personal readings. If you are interested, please let me know. And I'm proud of you. how far you have come, you need to be proud of yourself. And remember that we're all just human beings going through this human experience, trying to make the best of it in the ways that we can. Remember, you're not alone. You're loved and appreciated by people and spiritual beings. Connect with whatever energies you feel you need to connect with that help you transmute energies. Okay? I'm seeing dragons, I'm seeing fairies, I'm seeing mermaids, I'm seeing all sorts of things. I'm seeing different gods and goddesses right now as well. But it's going to be different for everybody, so I'm not going to name any names. Alright? I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this message helped clarify what you already know within you. And yeah, let me know if anything. Love you guys. See you. Take care. And I hope to see you in the next video. Whatever that is when it is. Alright? Bye.